providing resources and comfort to caregivers. This is Caregiver Crossing.
Hi, everybody. Candace is here, too. I'm Terry.
Hey.
Hey to you.
How are you, Terry?
I'm good. How are you, Candace?
I'm good.
Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yep, it's Caregiver Crossing time, and we're glad you are here today. Caregiver Crossing coming to you from Joy's House Studios. Joy's House is able to bring this show each and every week with the kind support of our friends at Cardon and Associates. Again, thank you all so much for being here. Nice round of applause for Cardon and Associates. If you aren't familiar with Joy's House, tell them about it, Candace.
We are an Indianapolis-based nonprofit organization that provides families with adult day services and also caregiver support services. That's what Caregiver Crossing is. And we're here each week, and you can learn more about Joy's House at our website, joyshouse.org.
I was going to jump in, and I'm so sorry. I was just going to jump in because I don't think we can just not do this enough. And this is about Joy's House Care Kits that a lot of you have said, hey, I want one of those. I want one of those. Well, more and more of you are starting your day with us, and we appreciate that. But you've not listened before. It's your first time. And so maybe you want a care kit. And Candace will tell you exactly what it is. It's free, and everybody should have one.
It's free, and I completely agree. Everyone should have one. Whether you're caring for someone currently or you're starting to plan your own care journey, it's a great tool to have. It's a template binder with pages that are already preset for you, and it's your social security number, your doctor's phone numbers, the phone numbers of other important caregivers in your loved one's life, maybe at a home health agency or something like that, and then different sections so you can track medications, you can track sleep patterns, you can track finances and your household needs, and also an end-of-life place to start planning all of funerals and end-of-life plans for your loved one as well. It's, designed to keep everything in one place together so you don't have to go looking around for all of those different forms and cards.
Yeah. When my mom was caring for Dad at home before he passed away, she had everything. Again, my mom has been organized as long as I can remember, still to this minute. But she always had a grab and go bag, in case she needed to make
your
that.
Mom more and more each week.
She probably learned it from all of you here at Caregiver Crossing and Joy's House, who have been so instrumental in helping others get through this journey. But it was right by the door, and it was a bag that was filled with all the things that she needed, and she learned that as she went. Oh wait, I need to add this to the bag or that to the bag. But even if they were going to go and have iron infusions or something, she had grabbed that bag. And part of that is a care kit, it had everything right there for her. And sure, she could put that on a phone maybe, but that's a lot to figure out and scroll. And it just is so much easier to have it in a binder. Yeah. It's just a great tool, a great thing for you to have. And again, it's free. You can't beat that price, right? So I hope you'll get one. And I know a lot of people make that happen. So thank you to Joy's House for having a free care kit.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you to the staff members that have, helped us develop them over the years. It's been a group effort for sure. But what you just said was interesting to me because we've got grab and go bags for the meltdown, the apocalypse and everything. We've got grab and go bags for women that are getting ready to go into labor.
Right.
But I've never thought about grab and go bags for, when you're caring for someone.
Yeah.
If they slip and fall and you need to hurry to the hospital, everything's
right
already there. Change of clothes,
just a bottle of water. Bottles of water. You may be sitting in and waiting for testing, and so bottles of water. Just extra clothes if they put that person in the hospital. Just things that they might need, a toothbrush or whatnot, and you might be able to spend the night with them in the hospital if something should happen. It's just something that we have learned to have.
Oh, I love that.
So a grab and go bag.
Grab and go bag.
Yep.
I love it.
Make sure you have one. Easy to put together. And anyway, this show's for caregivers. I hope you all are doing well and staying warm. It is January and it is bitter cold and still, even to me, it's still cold. I know. It's just cold. It's just the way it is. But anyway, thank you all so much for joining us. If this is your first time, the show's for you, right? It's for you. Candace is the one that really produces the show. So if you have an idea or if you have topics that you think that you've got questions you need to know about, you can certainly send you a note, Tina McIntosh,
And Tina is one of our co-hosts that had a medical procedure at the bottom of the year. And we're expecting her back here soon in the next couple of weeks. So we're excited about that. But you can reach her at tina@joyshouse.org, or you can call us. You can reach Tina or myself at 317-254-0828. We are more than happy to help you navigate this road of caregiving, connect you with community resources, send you a care kit, or, just give you some encouragement, because we all need that from time to time.
Watch out for one another. Somebody was asking me the other day about, a while back we had a guest on, the founder. Was it the founder from Meal Train?
Yeah. Yes.
Was it founder?
Michael Laramie.
Yeah. Good memory. There's not a thing wrong with your memory. As we talked about last week, everybody should have a memory scan, right?
Yes.
Everybody should have one. I don't care how old you are. But anyway, asking us about Meal Train. Had not heard about Meal Train, but learned about Meal Train through the show.
Wow.
And it was, when you were talking about Tina, I was thinking that's where I learned about Meal Train, was when Tina got sick originally many years ago. Meal Train came around, and I was like, this is great. Everybody just signs up when you've got a loved one or somebody that's at home after a procedure. All of your friends can sign up on Meal Train to take a day or a night or a lunch or whatever you can provide and take it over. And it's very organized and a great way to show somebody you love them.
Yeah. And I like with Meal Train, you don't have to, necessarily spend time making and buying and preparing the meal. You can send an Uber Eats gift card or, order a pizza and send it through DoorDash, whatever it might be, that's going to be easiest for you to still support the person in the family that's needing the meal.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. So, and that kind of speaks to the point. Like, we're here for our listeners. So if you need anything, you have any questions, we're all here to help you and more than happy to talk with you.
That's for sure. Tell us what's coming up today.
Coming up, we are going to talk with Tavis Schaffer at the bottom of the hour. I met him at the TEPA Snow Conference back in November. And we're going to talk about how to avoid scams, for yourself and your loved one. You've heard us talk about it here on the show if you've listened for a while, about how scammers are becoming more sophisticated, and it's really quite scary world that we're living in. But Tavis and his organization TeleCalm is helping to eliminate those calls that can sometimes confuse seniors and put them at risk for being scammed.
They are seniors are such a target. It's a shame. And if you don't watch out for them, and that's, I think, what frustrates seniors. It's like seniors will say to you, I know what I'm doing. Yeah. And so that's a tough thing, before long, the mom, dad, somebody's angry at you because you said, wait a minute, mom, dad, this doesn't seem right to me. This looks fishy.
Yeah.
And mom and dad are like, hey, look, I know what I'm doing. I'm an adult.
And at some point, I'm sorry. You're going to have to be mad at me.
Yeah.
Because I remember being in Georgia visiting my grandparents, and my grandfather got a phone call before he passed away. And I was listening to, and his responses were just kind of sketchy. And I'm like, Granddaddy, give me the phone. And you're not getting ready to do that.
That's
here.
right.
So
we'll learn more.
They'll be mad and they'll be okay. I promise. But we've got to take a break. But you're listening to Caregiver Crossing, a show designed for family caregivers and the people who love them. Caregiver Crossing is brought to you each week by Joyce House in partnership with Cardon and Associates. We're here every Sunday to bring you support, education, and hopefully a good laugh. Visit caregivercrossingradio.org to connect with us, hear past episodes, learn more about caregiver support resources in the community, and so much more. That web address again is caregivercrossingradio.org. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Caregiver Crossing shortly. Welcome back to Caregiver Crossing. Thank you for tuning back in with us here. Terry, do you remember where you were January 28th, 1986?
1986. Oh, well, I would have just started my job at WIBC Radio.
No way.
In Indianapolis. Yes. I would have.
You've been here since 86?
85, actually. That's not. So 85. It started in October of 85. So, 86.
And were you always on the radio?
No. I wanted to be a zookeeper. I just landed there because I had just gotten married in October of '85, and then I sound so old, don't I? But I wanted to work at the zoo, but there wasn't anything available to somebody that didn't have any zoo experience, of course. So I took a job as a receptionist at WIBC and what used to be WNAP radio. And then just as a receptionist, just like as a layover, I'm here, I can answer phones. I grew up with this radio stations. So this will be a fun place for me to work until they hire me as a zookeeper. And so that was just shortly after.
Yeah. So
on that date in 1986, right?
Yep. January 28th.
I don't know what happened.
The Space Shuttle Challenger exploded. And I
remember it.
I remember watching documentaries about it. I mean, I wasn't born when this happened, but so I remember watching the documentaries. So it exploded 73 seconds after liftoff, killing all 7 crew members. And
shocking.
Yeah, it was awful. The explosion was later found to be the result of the cold weather and had reduced the resiliency of the O-rings that were attaching a couple of things there.
That was
the shuttle.
Ship that the aircraft, if that's what we call it, the shuttle that had Krista McAuliffe on it, who was the teacher.
Yeah.
And so many others. We felt like we really got to know that crew very well. Of course, I was working at WIBC, so it's a news station. So, of course, that was on. And I do remember it now that you say that. Every second of it. Because everybody was watching. Yeah. Because Krista McAuliffe was on this shuttle. And she was so loved by everybody and gotten to know her a little bit as a teacher, as she was telling, going through this journey with her kids, watching her every move as an astronaut, becoming an astronaut. And oh my gosh, it was so sad, Candace. It was the saddest thing to see. You really didn't know exactly what happened, but you knew something was not right. You saw that in the air. You watched the whole thing happen. And you just couldn't believe it. And then you kept praying, maybe by some miracle they're okay, and oh my goodness, that was a terrible time.
So that is September 11th is my that.
That's your story.
That's my first, big memory story. As a, big story.
Yeah.
So for you, seeing double or multiple large events like this.
Yeah.
What did you think? Like, what were you thinking?
That was probably the first one. Now, probably the first one that I really remembered as an adult watching and really understanding what had happened because I got so wrapped up. I love space stuff, stories, and astronauts. And so that I remember. But I'm like you, 9/11 was such a big deal. But then there were also a lot of great things that happened.
Yeah.
The Colts coming to Indianapolis, that was a big thing. Things like buildings that we love that were imploded, Market Square Arena, the Circle Center Mall being opened, and the ribbon cutting and things like that. But of course, the sad news stories like the Challenger and 9/11 will always be at the top of the list where the whole world stopped.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So that happened on this day.
That happened on a much lighter note.
Oh yeah. Please.
Kirk Christensen filed the patent for toy building blocks that later became known as Lego.
Huge.
On this day in history.
Huge. That is huge.
I think there's probably at least one Lego in every house in the country.
Yeah. I think they're good to stop burglars myself. I like to place them in front of the door in case the burglars come in because you step on one of those and it's all over. And here's the funny part, everybody. I don't even have kids, but I got Legos. I do. I really do. I like building with Legos. When David's not at home, I'll put those in front of the door because I know the times I've stepped on them have been one of the most excruciating pain.
Burglars are going to come in barefoot?
That's my hope. That's my hope.
Oh, Terry, I love you.
If anything, it'll just twist their ankle for a minute. I can get the gun.
Oh, goodness. So welcome to Caregiver Crossing. You're going to get all kinds of stuff here. The Caregiver Crossing is a service of Joyce House. And if you aren't familiar with Joyce House, we are an adult day center located in Indianapolis that provides adult day services and also caregiver support services. But we're also excited to be nearing the launch of Caregiver Way. And I'd like to invite you to help us by submitting content. Caregiver Way is an online community for all caregivers. If you think Facebook and TikTok had a baby, but it's all 100% caregiver focused.
It's so funny because I keep hearing her explain this. And when she gets to that point, when she says it's like TikTok and baby, everybody's like, oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, I get
got
it.
that.
Videos, audio, articles,
It's
whatever
funny.
your writing or content style is. And, content creation is a big buzzword right now. So if you don't want to think of yourself as a content creator, just think of yourself as a content submitter.
Yeah.
For or whatever you want to call yourself. But whether you're a family caregiver who has figured out how to help your loved one, fill in the blank, or if you are a industry professional that has a best practice for, again, fill in the blank, we'd love to hear from you and would love for you to submit content. If you need more information or are ready to do so, you can call us at 317-254-0828, or you can email Tina at tina@joycehouse.org. Either way, we would love to hear from you.
Listen, coming up, we're going to talk with Tavis Schaffer. We're going to meet him in just a minute. He's the founder of TeleCalm, whose mission is to stop those annoying scam calls that can be potentially disastrous to our aging or confused loved ones. We're going to talk to him in just a few minutes, but I do want to mention this story. If you think, oh my goodness, are they still scamming us? Yes, they really are. This was a story here in Indianapolis, and our friend this came on WRTV, Channel 6. So we credit them because they're telling this story about a woman who decided she's a big fan of a guy that's on General Hospital. And she clicked on his fan page site, and that has led to her being fleeced out of her life savings. With an online romance scam using gift cards. So this I'm not aware of the gift card scam thing that people are using. We're not going to mention her name, but she was such a fan of this show, General Hospital. She clicked on this fan page. The scheme is actually very simple. She would buy gift cards and share the numbers on the back so that he could then access the money.
Oh, goodness.
And then the scammer told her that the money would pay for a personal project and for her trip to visit Hollywood to meet other soap opera stars.
Oh, goodness.
So in August, this soap opera star started letting people know online on his Instagram page. He says, listen, I'm not doing this. Stop this. So this is these scammers are using him all over the world.
Yeah.
This name.
Coming up, we're going to talk about things to look out for from scammers, and also how to protect yourself from being scammed here now or in the future. You're listening to Caregiver Crossing, a show designed for family caregivers and the people who love them. Caregiver Crossing is brought to you by Joyce House in partnership with Cardon and Associates. With 20 communities owned, operated, or managed in the Midwest, and more than 40 years of senior living experience, Cardon and Associates provides residents with the best senior living options and personalized service. Visit cardon.us for more information and to find a community near you. Stay put. We'll be right back with more Caregiver Crossing right after the break. Welcome back to Caregiver Crossing. We are really excited to talk with our next guest, Tavis Schaffer. Tavis and I met at the TIPA Snow Conference back in November, and I think he's going to be so valuable to families. Scam calls are happening more often, are becoming much more sophisticated than I think they ever have been in the past. And Tavis is the founder of TeleCalm, a company that has helped to drastically reduce the number of scam calls that are coming through to our loved ones. And I'm just going to jump in here and I'll let Tavis himself tell us a little bit more about it. Tavis, thank you for joining us and welcome to the show. How are you?
Sure. Thanks a lot, Candace. I appreciate being here. I'm doing well, thanks.
Good. Tell us about yourself and how you came up with the idea of TeleCalm.
Oh, okay, sure. So, sometime back, I was my mom's caregiver. We moved her across the street from us into a house across the street, so it was really a everyone loves Raymond scenario. But but she was had early stages of dementia, and she lived there for about 5 years, and so I was her full time caregiver. But she did continue to live independently. During that time, she had a lot of problems with the telephone. And everything else, as everyone can imagine. But she was constantly getting scammed or getting these strange calls, and it kind of frightened her a lot. So she just flat out stopped answering the phone. And that was a problem in itself. So I just figured there was a way to stop this, and that was really what made me start looking at what type of solution we could provide, and that's how I came up with TeleCalm.
Wait, so what is it exactly? What does TeleCalm do?
So TeleCalm is a landline phone service or home phone service that replaces our existing home phone, and it only allows calls from good callers, trusted callers. It's managed by a family member using a caregiver app on your smartphone, and you just add contacts in so that those are the only calls that will ring through to your loved one. So it protects them from 100% of the bad calls, whether they're scam, political, donation sites, the one bad apple in the family, whatever it is.
That's good to point out there.
Yeah. So it will be, so unlike when we just have our cell phone and a phone call that comes through and it will actually say potential spam, your loved one doesn't even have to make that thought of, well, is it or not? It's not even going to come through the phone.
That's right. It'll never reach the house. Our system stops it on the back end because it's not one of those authorized callers. So it will immediately route it to our system's voicemail. And if they leave a message, it will go to the family member on the caregiver app so they can listen to it. So that way, if it's a doctor's office, somebody like that, they can leave a legitimate calls. They can leave messages, and the caregiver can take care of that or add them to the contacts for later if they'd like.
That's great.
This is awesome. Leaving the voicemail when we were talking at the conference, that didn't even cross my mind, but that's really smart. Are there any specific signs or red flags that you noticed with your mom that made you aware that it was potentially a scam call that she was receiving?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, she would always call me up and say, "Hey, I get this call from somebody about this, or this. I won this contest, or hey, they told me my Medicare has a problem, and I need to give them all this information." Now, to her credit, she erred on the side of skepticism. Mm-hmm. So, whereas that's not the case for many seniors in these situations, so she at least wouldn't give out the information, and so that helped prevent her from truly getting scammed out of a lot of money. But still, once they talk to you, they've got you on the hook, and they'll continue to keep calling, or other companies will call. So it just raises the stakes at that point.
And scammers have a way of using different phone numbers too. They can call you and with one phone number, and my phone will say maybe spam, and then I look, and then 10 minutes later another call will come in from a different number, but will still have maybe the same prefix or something, and then they just keep going and going and going, and you have to block each and every time. But like you said, with a parent that you want them to stay independent as long as they can, and they may have a dementia of some sort or something that can make them maybe not make the best of decisions. This just eliminates that altogether. What about before you came on the show with us here, Tavis? We were telling about an Indianapolis woman. This is in the news today. $33,000, her life savings that she had with this gift card scheme. What is going on with a gift card scheme?
Yeah, that one always amazes me. I mean, I guess it always amazes me how many, how how many people will go through with this. And I guess I've personally have never had those calls, so I guess they are extremely convincing. But yeah, they will convince you that you have to go to a Walmart or Apple store or somewhere else and get all these gift cards and then read them the numbers over the phone.
Yep.
Because once they have that number, they immediately submit it and cash it in and move that cash over. So it's gone. You've lost it. It's unrecoverable. So it's very effective because they're gift cards. Fortunately, a lot of these grocery stores and Walmart and others are there to recognize if you're purchasing a whole bunch of them. It's a red flag, and they come and talk to you about it.
Okay, good.
But it's just it is a real problem that has been, I guess, wildly successful for scammers.
Additional red flags that may help you identify potential scam calls is phone calls asking for money or personal information, especially your Social Security number or maybe even your Medicaid or Medicare number. A request to buy a gift card or pay for an already produced debt to send money through online sources. Unauthorized charges on your credit card. So if you're a caregiver, make sure that you're checking your loved one's credit card statements if they still have access to that. And emails or calls saying that you've won a sweepstake or a lottery, like Tavis said, his mother has experienced in the past as well. Those are all going to be things that you want to have your ears perk up for if you experience those calls.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
and it's also important to realize that, or to make your parent feel comfortable in telling you about any of these, because unfortunately, only a small percentage ever get reported. They feel embarrassed that they fell for such a thing, and so they won't tell you about it. And that, you want your loved one to always be able to talk to you about it, because that's the only way you're going to be able to take any action against it.
Tavis Schaffer is with us. And Tavis, before we're going to take a break, but we want to come back. We're going to talk about what to do, maybe steps to take if you find out that you've been scammed, and also learn more about other things. But before we take a break, where can people find you right now?
Oh, so they can find us on our website at telecalmprotects.com. It's TELECALM, like calming, telecalmprotects.com. And of course, there's a toll-free number. They can give us a call if they'd like, or chat or text or whatever works for them.
Okay, got it. We'll get all that information when we come back. Candace?
Perfect. We'll be right back. You're listening to Caregiver Crossing, a show designed for family caregivers and the people who love them. Caregiver Crossing is brought to you as a service of Joyce House in partnership with Cardon and Associates. With locations in Broad Ripple and near the University of Indianapolis campus, Joyce House provides exceptional day services for individuals living with a life-altering diagnosis and compassionate support for family caregivers throughout the community. At Joyce House, we believe that everyone deserves to live their best life, regardless of their abilities. Visit our web address at joycehouse.org. Stick around. We'll be right back after the break.
Welcome back to Caregiver Crossing. Should we continue our conversation, Candace, with Tavis Schaffer, the founder of TeleCalm?
I think we absolutely should.
Travis, thanks for sticking around through the break. In the event of a scam call, are there a couple of things we need to know, what steps to take to protect ourselves or yourself and your personal information?
Sure. So, the biggest thing is don't engage the conversation. Don't think you can outsmart them. Hang up as soon as possible. Unlike my father, that was never successful. But tell a trusted contact. Whether it's your spouse, your son, your daughter. Tell them about it so that they can help to advise you. If you have a financial advisor, that's one that you can talk to as well. If you need some professional help on it, of course you can report these frauds to the FTC on their website, reportfraud.ftc.gov. Your local law enforcement, depending on what the scam was, they may help, they may not be able to help. It kind of depends on the situation.
You are, as you mentioned earlier, you are a caregiver for your mom, and now I hear your dad. So you are a caregiver for your dad too. But was he as open about the information that was happening, telling you what was going on with him? Was he also getting scammed in some sort of a way?
So with his dementia, so I was a part-time caregiver for him. I mean, he lived about a mile away, and so I helped him out. But my stepmom was his full-time caregiver. But yeah, he was open to things a lot, but he was much more open to believing everybody was being honest with him. So that was the opposite effect from my mom.
I have my social security number frozen through the credit bureaus, and also all of my credit cards are locked. So in the case that someone gets a hold of my social security number, they're not able to open a new line of credit. And if they get my credit card for whatever reason, they're not able to use it because it's locked all the time. So I highly encourage listeners to take those couple of steps. Freezing it through the credit bureau is completely free. Just go through the Equifax or what are the other credit bureaux?
I'm learning new to this.
TransUnion.
Yeah, TransUnion, Equifax, and
Experian.
Yeah, thank you, Tavis. You can go directly to those three their websites, and put a lock on your social security number. It's easy, it's free, and it's also helped with locking my credit cards. You got to go in and unlock it each time you want to use it. So it's helped me cut down on my spending as well. So there's a couple different benefits there. But in preparing for the show, I also saw that AARP has an interactive fraud tracking map on their website that you can go and see what frauds are being reported, down to your zip code, your area, so that you can be aware and keep an eye out for what's going on out there. Tavis, anything else like that we don't know about?
Sure. Yeah. So you're right. The AARP Fraud Watch Network is great for being able to see what's going on out there and zero in even on your zip code. But one thing beyond locking down your credit, which is highly recommended for all of us, but it's really important for your loved ones. There are services out there like Norton and all that will do it for a fee, but you're right, you can do it for free on the credit bureaus themselves. But another card that you could consider for your parents is through TrueLink Financial. They allow you to have a credit card for your parents where you are managing the spending in similar ways to how we do with TeleCalm and the phone service.
That's great.
So you can set up rules and things to manage what charges will go through and what will not.
Okay.
I did not know that. TrueLink Financial.
TrueLink Financial. Really good information. Now, anybody that may have missed our conversation earlier, and we just have a few minutes here left, explain how TeleCalm really helps protect against scam calls and other security threats for elderly users.
Sure. So the TeleCalm Caregiver Service protects your loved ones from bad calls. At the bottom line, both incoming and outgoing. So it's managed remotely by a family caregiver using a smartphone app, our caregiver app. Multiple caregivers, multiple family members can run the app, and you pretty much add contacts in for who's allowed to call your loved one, even who they're allowed to call out to if you want to filter outgoing. And those are the only calls that'll get through to them. So that allows you to keep track of who's trying to contact your mom and what's going on. So it works out well to stop not only those scam calls, but also the donation sites and all the things they see on TV.
Now, Tavis, what if my mom has to call out for an emergency? Will that let her through, or is there someone managing on the back end there?
So not a human, but some smart machines. So we do all the service does have regular 911 service. So if there was an emergency and your mom called 911, if she lives at home and calls 911, it will immediately go to the 911 operator. And you get a text message to let you know it's happening as well. So that's not a problem. Now, if she lives in a senior living community, then if she calls 911, by default, the same thing will happen. or you can choose to have it routed to a nurse's station since they have 24-hour care. Or if 911 is a hot button issue where they're calling for everything under the sun, we can take steps to intercept those calls or disable them in those instances as well.
Wonderful. Tavis, tell us again how people can get in touch with you or sign up for your services or learn more.
Sure. So they can visit us at telecalmprotect.com and see anything about our service. Of course, they can contact us with any questions. All of our support team have been family caregivers themselves.
Oh, wonderful.
So we're ready to help them out with their needs.
Wonderful. Thank you, Tavis.
Tavis, thank you so much. As we close the show, we just want to remind our listeners that they can contact Tina McIntosh for more information and resources to help you through the journey of caregiving. Tina at joycehouse.org, or you can call Joyce House at 317-254-0828.
And as always, we want to thank Cardon and Associates for helping us present Caregiver Crossing each and every week. With 20 communities owned, operated, or managed in the Midwest, and more than 40 years of senior living experience, Cardon and Associates provides residents with the best senior living options and personalized service. That's it for us this week on Caregiver Crossing. Until next time, take good care of each other.